Buddha Saranai, arigatou gozaimasu. I wish you a happy, blissfully mindful Vesak full moon day or Buddha Jayanti day to all of you who are joining with us from all over the world today. Today is a very special day for Sri Lankans. In Theravada Buddhist traditions, we consider the birth of Prince Siddhartha, enlightenment of the Buddha, and the extinction of the Buddha occurred on a full moon day of this month of May. Traditionally, this month is called the Vesak. Accordingly, the tri-festival celebrating three major milestones of the Buddha's life is called the Vesak festival. In some countries, it is called the Buddha Jayanti, which could be translated into English as the feast of the Lord Buddha. Sri Lankans have been celebrating this festival for nearly 2.5 millenniums. Usually, every household is decorated with special lanterns, mostly made in an eight-faced shape, depicting the Noble Eightfold Path in Buddhism. Not just households, almost all the streets are decorated and illuminated with such lanterns, and also with several stories high pandals illustrating various Buddhist stories. And also, this festival is famous for its alms-giving stalls people open up to feed and refresh the bypasses who are roaming the streets after visiting temples for religious observances and going back home while enjoying those street side decorations. Even at our HBS Buddhist centers, we prepare a drink alms stall for bypasses, and it's quite famous in this area, and we have regular visitors every year. However, we are unable to celebrate Vesak in that manner this year as we used to do due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. Yet, we make some small scale, little decorations, of course in a very small scale compared to the regular years. Even though we cannot go outside and see, I believe there are homemade decorations in every house in Sri Lanka celebrating Vesak even during this global crisis. We at Sri Lanka HBS are conducting a 24-hour chanting relay program, Namo Myoho Renge Kyo chanting relay program, continuously from 18th of March to this day. To our pleasure, our fellow members, practitioners in Nepal and in India centers has also joined us in this program for more than a month now. We chant Namo Myoho Renge Kyo in turns and continue that around the clock. We have to stay at home in order to maintain the social distancing. We have an essential teaching called itaidoshin in HBS doctrines. This means we should be united in mind, although we are separated in bodies when we engage in bodhisattva practices. Therefore, even though we are separated and distanced at our places, we are still united as long as we are faithfully reciting Namo Myoho Renge Kyo for ourselves as well as for the sake of the others. Let's learn what this itaidoshin is for this Vesak, and let's practice itaidoshin. But remember, itaidoshin is not merely the so-called teamwork, because many people mistake this term when we say united in mind, although separated in body. They take this meaning very lightly and interpret it as just a teamwork or a team spirit. Meaning of itaidoshin goes beyond that. Of course, we become single-minded, but not just with each other. Not just with each other. We become one with the Buddha. We are all united. We become united with the Buddha's mind. But how is this possible? So let's take a parable and see how this happens. Imagine a teacher who guides his disciples. When all the disciples follow their teacher's guidance exactly, they become one, they become unified with their teacher. Because the teacher's intention is to guide the disciples in the path he shows. When the disciples succeed in following that same path their master has shown, master's intention and disciples' intention is fulfilled simultaneously at the same time. Likewise, those who follow the path of the Bodhisattvas in the manner Lord Buddha has shown us, they become united in mind, not just between each other, but they be united in the Bodhisattva mind. So we can see that we should be mindful to follow what Buddha has preached. And we should follow strictly, exactly in the manner he has guided us. Not in the manner we think that is easy for us. Not the easy way, the prescribed way should be practiced. Come to think of it, some Buddhists believe that becoming a Buddhist is a one-time registration, but it is not. Once you become a Buddhist, you have to maintain the Buddhisthood. But how you should do this? You should do this by following what Buddha has taught in the way the Buddha has shown. It is very simple, but it is not easy to practice. We are common human beings, common beings. We always tend to turn into the easy way, the comfort zone, even though we can obviously see that it's wrong. But you cease to be a real Buddhist the moment you take such a wrong turn out of the correct path. So you might have inherited the Buddhisthood from parents, might have adopted it by yourself. Either way, your Buddhisthood gets cancelled if you do not maintain it. Therefore, you have to look back and forth and ask the question always from yourself. Am I being a real Buddhist in this precise moment? If the answer is yes, you can call yourself a Buddhist. If no, let's correct ourselves, improve ourselves immediately and regain our Buddhisthood. Being in itaidoshin is being a real Buddhist, not just a nominal Buddhist. We have to learn how to practice this itaidoshin. Our forefathers, great masters of our tradition, Honman Butsuryushu, has left us many doctrines on this matter. Let's focus on a very essential guidance given by HBS founder, great master Nissen, on this matter. He states, thus a faithful should wholeheartedly refrain all mythical, false beliefs and be mindful on propagating the fine dharma to others. All the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas and the guardian gods shall protect such faithful as the sutra affirms it. Refrain from insulting the Buddha Dharma by falling into false beliefs. Do not engage in false beliefs. Buddha preached us to have faith on the triple gem and on nothing else. In Pali language, it was quoted as Natti me saranang anjang, Dhammo me saranang varang. Let's keep your faith, Shraddha, only on the Buddha, Dharma and the Sangha, the triple gem. For a HBS practitioner, it is to single-mindedly chant Namo Myoho Renge Kyo without doubts and not to mix that pure practice with any other belief or faith. Nissen Shonin guides us to refrain from false faiths, to refrain others from such beliefs, and even to refrain from things that are seemingly false faiths. Because we can inspire others into practice the Bodhisattva path. Being a Bodhisattva defined as engage yourself and inspire others in Bodhisattva practices. Not just doing those practices for yourself, but being a Bodhisattva, we have to inspire others in the same path. and engaging in even just something which is seemingly a false belief can tarnish your credibility in inspiring the others. Such involvement is nothing but an obstacle to your bodhisattva practice. Next, we should focus on propagating the Dharma to those who are not aware of it, performing the Dharma Dana, offering the gift of Dharma to rescue others, to bring them the same bliss you have encountered through the practice as a HBS practitioner. As a HBS practitioner, it is our duty to introduce the recitation, the vocal meditation of Namu Myoho Renge Kyo chanting to others as much as possible. It should be conducted with compassion. If we conduct these two things which we just discussed, to summarize these two things, number one, refrain from following false doctrines and beliefs. Number two, engage in propagation, introducing the fine Dharma, the sacred Dharma to the others. So if you follow these two things, you can be in itaidoshin, because you become a real Buddhist who follow the path of the Bodhisattvas in the manner our Master has taught us. If we are united in mind, one should never hide his or her mistakes in Dharma practices from one another. Also, we shall not play dumb, blind and deaf when we see each other's such mistakes. Of course, we should not insult each other, but we should correct each other and improve together in the Bodhisattva path. That is called itaidoshin. To summarize what we have discussed today, we can quote an instructive poem by great master Nissen, who is the founder of HBS. And this poem says, "Those who uphold a deep faith shall inspire each other in Bodhisattva path, even in a very little time together." Let's make this Vesak a meaningful celebration by improving ourselves, becoming real Buddhists in itaidoshin. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Buddhu Saranai. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo.